We start and bam! Avant-garde-esque, staccato, and fast as well as rhythmically appealing. Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho was bloody revolutionary for 1960s moviegoers. The death of the main character so early in the film, shots so new and modern that they must have come as quite a shock to viewers, and the deliberate decision to release the film in black and white have made Hitchcock's masterpiece a true classic of the modern media landscape. But at first, you might think that horror is already very far-fetched for this film. A secret romance, life in the everyday monotony, and the biting comments on consumerism.
Now that's not buying happiness, that's just buying off unhappiness.
Suggests a film from the detective or drama area. The only thing that hints at later events is the music, which is far too exaggerated for that, and already has a horror-esque sound. And I think the first idea of a potential horror plot shows itself right here. The somewhat bizarre expression on Marion's face, the strings that continue to attack the viewer, and the focus on Marion and only Marion alone make it clear to the viewer. This film is now taking a different direction. The first and only horror setting is open. Welcome to the Bates Motel. The feeling of the shady, the creepy already manifests itself in a few interesting shots for the experienced viewer. And the most exciting one for me is without a doubt the house, which was filmed from a slide bottom view, which is accompanied by clear superiority and a certain power over the situation. Norman Bates is the one pulling the strings here. The moment when Marion enters the office and suddenly sees stuffed animals is less subtle, but still has a strong effect. These were all filmed from a low position, giving the animals a kind of presence and power. But of course, they also symbolize the, most likely, numerous victims that perished at the Bates Motel. Marion will be next, but there is also a constant feeling of cool down and slowness in the motel sequence so that the true climax can follow. And after this bloody atrocity, one would think that Norman would immediately alert emergency services and not modify anything at the crime scene, but far from it. The coordinated tidying up and cleaning of the room still suggests some sort of internal order in Norman's character. But as we'll find out later, that's just a facade. I mean, just look at Norman's wild range of expressions for yourself as he discovers the body. That's what makes a good actor. But one can rightly ask oneself whether Hitchcock wanted to tell us something here. Something like, if you do something illegal that is morally unacceptable, you will pay a heavy price for it. The spontaneity of the theft and Marion's lack of plan have become her undoing. And while all these philosophical themes are now discussed, let's not lose sight of the focal point of the work, the elements of horror. Because the film follows the golden rule of film, show, don't tell, with great meticulousness. Through facial expressions and physical circumstances alone, the film is able to induce a sense of ambiguity in the viewer if they are not paying enough attention. The film doesn't tell us, oh, and by the way, Norman could be the killer. Oh, and by the way, the $40,000 has now gone into the swamp with Marion. Oh, and by the way, Norman gets very embarrassed when talking to Inspector Arbogast and has to desperately come up with fictional events. And it is precisely this vagueness, this mysticism, that makes this film a kind of subtle horror. Jump scares or the excessive use of blood are avoided. Rather, the film wants to create an atmosphere in which the audience is trapped and has to experience the many disturbing plot points with horror and passion until the end.